Hello, I'm Koyo Kobose, and I want to tell you about the Buddhist approach to life and relate it to Dharma gardening. But first, I'd like to tell you about an article I read. Actually, it was written by my father, the Reverend Gyome Kobose. I was going through his office materials, files, and came across a program from a Eastern Buddhist district conference held in the 1950s. And his article was reprinted in there, and it talked about the different approaches to life. And he talks about two and compares it to the Buddhist approach. Now, the first one he talks about, it's quite common, relies on a supreme being, creator, all-powerful, all-knowing, controls everything. And human beings have to rely on this all-powerful deity. Human beings are powerless. Yeah? And they have to give petitionary prayers to ask for help in life. Another approach does not involve any deity, but human beings have to just rely on chance. Things are chaotic. There's no rhyme or reason for anything. So you just have to live it up when it's good and can't do anything about it. And the same thing, though, man is still doesn't have much power. Okay? Now, in the article, the first approach was called a beggar's religion. Okay? Petitionary prayer, please. And the second was called the gambler's approach or philosophy to life. Okay? Just roll the dice. You don't know what's going to happen. Take your chances. Okay. In contrast, the Buddhist approach is very different. It relies on causes and conditions. Very close to the scientific approach. Okay? Of course, in the spiritual matters, it goes off in different ways, but it doesn't compete with or is contrary to naturalistic science, okay? The Buddhist approach. Here, man has a say, a big say, and his approach to things is very different depending upon these different kinds of assumptions or belief systems. Okay? Buddhism, you don't have to believe in anything, because you're dealing with reality, with life, with nature. Okay? And we could learn a lot from these kind of things. And here's where, when you talk in nature and the Dharma Garden, now we had a very good beet crop this year. For example, I'm going to show you a couple of beets I got. Hey, pretty neat. Okay, nice beet crop. And the lesson was this is a takeoff from when I did about planting large potatoes. Okay, but when I saw all my beets, I said, I'm going to do another one. Okay, sort of similar, but with a little twist. Okay, now, if we let these beets go to seed and we plant the seeds, we'll get another crop. But it makes a difference if you plant from the large beets or the little beets. Okay. But what happens is, being human beings, our eyes get big. We say, hey, I'm going to eat these big beets. And plant the little beet. Yes, we're still going to get a good crop, But you know what happens? Next year, when you get a crop, if you planted the little ones from last year, on the average, next year's crop is going to be a little bit smaller on the average. So your crop might come out like this. Okay? But you still got big eyes for these big beets. Let's eat the big beets. And plant the little beets, because we're still going to get our crop next year. What's the problem? Okay? But the process still keeps rolling along. And the next year, on the average, a little bit smaller, but we still didn't get it because our greediness, we ate the big one and planted the little one, and then nature's still trying to tell us the message. And then finally we say, ooh, look at this. So now we're paying attention. Hey, we better start to reverse this. I think if we plant the big one and eat the little one, make do for right now, it'll be better. And what I want to do, sidebar here, a little one, I noticed, has a very long root. I'm always amazed, okay, when I pull it up. And this means even if you're small, it's okay. You have deep, long roots and you'll do fine, okay? Now, that's just a sidebar. But okay, we planted the big beet. Then what happens next year? Hey, our crop starts to get even bigger, okay? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, we eat the smaller one, plant the bigger one. Indeed, now we're working with nature. You understand, okay? And this is what happened in my garden. Whoa, look at this biggie. Look at this big guy here. Yeah, you could freeze beets too. Yeah, you could cook them, freeze them, and they'll last a long time in your freezer. But I want to tell you now about something that happened in my garden. Okay, listen to this. For example, I got a nice big beet like this. Look at this. Oh, oh, oh. Somebody had a good time here. The lesson here is, even if you do the best you can, something else might happen. Oh, forgot about the critters. Maybe some grubs. Something happened. I did all the right thing, but expectations were not met again. Hey, we got to learn that. Okay? We got to learn that. And here's my last lesson. Okay? Happened in my garden. I was harvesting my beets and bam, look at this. An albino beet. It was the only one in the whole crop. I was so surprised. Okay? This means that mutations happen. Okay? And just because all these things happen unexpected doesn't mean that there's no causes and effects. Just because we cannot control and predict everything doesn't mean, we have to resort to superstition and everything like this. That's what makes life interesting, a challenge and a mystery. Okay? Nature's always surprising us, and that's why we always keep going. Thank you very much. What happened?